Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next panel as part of our summer sessions with the Newgrounds Festivals this summer. This evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world, it's FulpWare Under the Hood, hosted by the legendary RGPAnims. What's up, brother?
Hello, it is me, RGPAnims, or Ryan, or RPG, whichever name you'd like to call me.
Does that happen a lot?
Yeah, like for people who are like new, like meeting people for the first time, like on Discord or whatever. Anyways, I am an animator. I draw. I make logos. I really like making logos, and I am Australian. Point and laugh. And also, yeah, and I also host like different projects and collaborations and stuff. The latest one being FulpWare. So
Awesome.
one of the hit new thing apparently.
Yeah. So, what is FulpWare? Obviously, I think people watching this already know, but in case they don't, what is FulpWare?
FulpWare is it's a collaboration of like a bunch of cool peeps, like animators, artists, musicians, writers, all that kind of stuff, are coming together to make like a WarioWare style level, but it's like basically all Newgrounds themed. And yeah, I figured I'd mention it later, but I might as well mention it now. One of the main things we want to one of the main goals we wanted to reach was giving a voice on like not only like different creators, like new creators, both like somewhat popular but also like more obscure, maybe people have like less followings, like giving them a voice and like just letting them express their creativity, but also like shining a light on some of the Newgrounds properties or series or characters that you don't really see covered all of that often in like Pico Day or just in general. Like you look at the Pico Day tag for this year and previous years, and a lot of it is like you got your Friday Night Funkin', you got your Pico School, you got your Tank Man. Like not like none of those entries are like bad or anything. Like a lot of them are pretty decent, but I just really, especially considering how long Newgrounds has been since like 1995 or whatever. There's been all these different like series and cartoons and stuff that have like existed, and I wanted to like stuff like like Dad and Me or like Blockhead or like Dr. Rock or whatever, like just like from old and new, just like just giving them like more recognition. Like that's one of the reasons why Friday Night Funkin' isn't included, because like it's an easy pick, and like even like Madness, that was actually like a pretty bit of surprise, because how it was all organized, I created like a massive list of Newgrounds properties that animators could choose from. So for example, like it's like a first come first serve, so people would like essentially, let's say, oh, I want to choose like Tank Man, or I want to choose like Dead Estate or whatever. They'd get like it's like they'd essentially get like that property, and they would animate it in a WarioWare style. So yeah, Madness was actually on the list, but no one claimed Madness, which is surprising. But considering we wanted to focus more on like obscure properties or like under the radar ones, that's fair.
It was funny because when I overheard the selection process, and it was a very conscious choice not to do Funkin', and all the way to the end of the project, Funkin' wasn't chosen, and then suddenly it shows up in the intro.
Blame Devoid Gazer for that.
Yeah.
They did the background, the background for the Phantom Arcade scene of like that was Devoid Gazer. Blame them for putting Funkin' in.
So for those watching on YouTube or on Discord, we want to welcome you to ask questions as we go. We're also going to probably do like a stage Q&A at the end. But if you have any questions about the production of FulpWare, please go ahead and drop those in the panel questions chat on Discord and also on the YouTube chat. I'll be keeping an eye on both. And I guess just to kind of move things along, Ryan, how did you initially come up with the idea to do FulpWare?
Fun story. It was originally going to be a lot smaller, like smaller in scope. I was originally gonna do like a chutney glaze like fan animation or something like that, but I was like really stuck on like, you know, just like general ideas and stuff. And then after a while, like I think one of the main influences was Voodoo Jin's Oniware, like the Oni plays like WarioWare cartoon, like that one. Just seeing like the process and stuff on Twitter, like all the different micro games and stuff. I thought that was like really cool, like to see like all these different like jokes and like gags and stuff based off of Oni plays being represented as like micro games. And I thought something like that would be like really cool to see for like not just like Chutney Glaze or whatever, but for just Newgrounds as a whole. And that's where I sort of like I started like getting in touch with a couple like animators and stuff, because realistically, this would not be done by one person unless I had like more time, which I'm also dealing with college work. I know a couple of the people in the chat, like the YouTube chat, are from my college. Shout outs to them. Uh, but yeah, like I mainly wanted to, by getting other people to help out, in the different micro games, like a collab or like the cutscenes, especially. We'll get to that later on. It just helped made the whole process more efficient and like easier to, go through. And yeah, like I can't thank everyone on board enough for their work, their hard work. Shout outs to everyone involved.
We have a few fun questions, variations of the same question. What's it like being an RGP?
Uh, Terrifying.
Follow-up question, why are you Australian?
Um, my parents.
Follow-up question, how did you become Australian RGP?
It. No comment.
There you go. And this is from Nacho Hamburg. Whom did you know to do when the food on the table to the table food you mouth whole pile of potatoes?
You boil the potatoes and turn them into chips. I don't know. Can I swear in this? I don't.
Yeah, go nuts, man.
Whatever.
Go nuts.
All right. Shout outs to shout out Ryan for nothing. All right, back on.
Yeah.
What do we got?
So there was a lot of really cool stuff and a lot of different moving parts. When you reached out to me, it was kind of loose-ended, like on what I was gonna do. It was something just related to helping like compile cutscenes or make cutscenes or something or write cutscenes, whatever. My exact responsibility wasn't clear, and then that was like one section of the project. But then there were also different people doing different, so like transitions, people handling the Wii opening. I would love if you could share that first, if you have anything you could show about like under the hood for the Nintendo Wii style or the P style opening.
Okay. Shout outs to Midget Sausage for actually being like a massive MVP and just like out of the blue making this like elaborate Wii menu. I'll screen share it real quick.
Yes, please.
Do you want audio in it, or because if I'm like scrubbing through it,
you go ahead and do what you got to do. I mean, if you're scrub through will be pretty gnarly. So let's take a look at just the visual assets.
All right, change windows. Click on this. It doesn't allow me to, whatever. I could probably just get rid of the audio outright.
I won't. I don't think I'll be able to hear it. Let's just go ahead and give it a shot. I can also mute it on my end if it's nasty.
All right, so yeah, Midget Sausage. Actually, I could probably even pull up Midget Sausage. I could probably just pull up the exact message he sent me. Yeah. So out of the blue, Midget Sausage sent me a message saying, "What if there was like a fake Wii startup at the beginning?" And then, like, literally a few hours later, you already got to work on the Wii menu just out of the blue. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, why is this so gnarly? So, shout outs to Midget Sausage. Yeah, he actually, like, I think a lot of his animations, he actually makes the Flash files public. I don't know if he made the Wii menu one public, but he posted it in the FulpWare server, so that's how I'm able to access it. But I do have like some font compatibility issues, so if it looks a little odd, that's why. But yeah. So here's the menu and all the working parts.
This is so sexy.
Yeah. There's like so many like different like actually, I could probably unlock them and then yeah. So you can click on each of these. They're all like graphics, which means it just like plays like real time. So let's say I click on like the friggin' this one here. They're all like completely like different mood like symbols and stuff. So if we go into here, for example, you got like all these like assets moving. I think the art it was like Pomus, Kalani, and Midget Sausage. So that was just used in the art portal. And if I go to here, look at that. It's like there's a whole heap of like masking tools and stuff. And then when you lock them, it just like you get this, and it looks so nutty. I
Oh,
think
soul.
yeah, I think my favorite one would probably be. I really like the ruffle one, just like how it's like all the letters like moving around and coming in. I really like that.
It's so pretty.
Like it like apparently it's supposed to be based off like the actual Ruffle like website where you move the cursor around the Ruffle logo and it moves around. Like I didn't even know about that until like I was told. So that's pretty cool. Man, there's just so much like like love and like dedication and stuff like that to like each of the different things. I think I could probably even just post it in the chat, but Midget Sausage posted a whole like Twitter thread going through each of the channels and stuff. I'll post it in here. There you go. So it's basically just goes through all the different channels and like the thought process and the progress into making each and every one of them. So yeah, I'd highly recommend like checking that out. This cursor was all hand animated by Midget Sausage. Like all the little like subtle like movements and like the jittery stuff. That was all him. That was like I am still like shocked at how like well done it is. Like yeah. Like it's like blah, 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 whatever. They
look at all those keyframes.
It's all like hand, not hand. Oh, I mean, it's like the one drawing, but it's like hand moved or hand animated. So
every one of those keyframes is different position. That's so great.
Yeah, like all this. I wasn't even like I'll just come clear. I was not involved in the Wii menu at all. This is all like midget, like from the brain of Midget Sausage, who was like, I'm bored. I've finished my entry. I'm just gonna do this. And then you got like the logo. Terravex did the intro music. It was just like the same as the cutscene one, except apparently it's supposed to be like it was like slower. I thought that was done on purpose to like make things make it like sound different or just make it varied. Apparently that's an error with Flash. It's not meant to sound like deeper or slower. Like if I play this, is this normal speed? Let me check. Okay, no, this is like the slower speed, but apparently Midget Sausage wanted it to be normal speed. But I was like, no offense, but this one sounds a bit better, like in terms of like just the menu and stuff.
I like the T-Hawk's Pro Skater 2 as well. It's an easily overlooked detail.
Yeah. Also, yeah, there's all of these like moving parts and stuff. Like if I go to here, like you got the start menu and where was the? Hold on, I could probably. Where is it? Yeah, okay.
And you made the logo for FulpWare?
I made the logo for FulpWare. Yeah. If I hide all of this, there you go. You should be able to access it from here. And if I just hide, like unlock everything, there you go. So you got all these like different parts moving. Yeah, the FulpWare logo. A lot of that was just like I'll just go briefly into the thing with the logo. The where was just like traced or like it was like just directly from the WarioWare thing. Like that was easy. With Fulp, like with like the F, I could kind of get it. I don't know, but like with the ULP, I used the impact font with like some like minor changes, and I don't think anyone even noticed until now. So haha.
Postboy says, "Let's see Paul Allen's Wii menu."
Yeah. You can see how it's like using like masking stuff. So if I lock this, it like it does that. It's just so much stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then this bit, like I think I sort of like suggested, oh, it would be funny to do like, the thing where like, when it pops up, it has like a warning where it's like, oh, be careful when, throwing the Wii remote around or using it. I was like, why don't you just do like a parody of that? But it's like, do not tighten the Wii remote strap, let that hit the TV. Like, that's like, I don't know, there's a lot of funny, cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that's the Wii menu. Yeah.
That's
I also
rad.
have a cough, or like a cold or something like that. Not COVID. I got a negative test, so I'm fine. But I do have cough, so if I am like, whatever. Anyways, yeah,
Cranberry Cartoon says, "I wish I knew that while making the Made in Fulp logo."
yeah,
Oh no, that's crazy. Yeah, people are saying like, "Wow," like now they can't unsee the fact that it's impact font. So,
yeah.
so what were the different teams, I guess, on this? Because like Midget Sausage did that with with your logo asset. I had my team with the cutscenes for the intro and the outro. Were there any,
Yeah.
and obviously individual teams or people working on the individual micro games? So
Um. Okay, so like the whole like collab was just, like pretty much split up into like four or so teams. There was the main section with the micro games that I was involved with, and that was essentially just like a regular collab where it's like each person has about like make like a WarioWare style animation, but it's like with Ed's World or with like Pico School or whatever. About 4 seconds long because I wanted to match the. I used like the Mona. I think it was like the Mona level from WarioWare Smooth Moves on Wii as a reference for just the length of the music and the timing and the all that kind of stuff. Because with a lot of the other ones, I felt like they were a bit too quick. With Mona, it was like 120 BPM, like beats per minute, so it was like just enough time that the animators, you'd be able to see like the animators work and all that. So that was like the main thing I was involved with. But there was like the cutscene team that Standpie led. So that was like Chipolo. I helped out like near the end on some minor like revisions and stuff, but it was mainly Chip and Standpie who actually did like Standpie. I think you did like an animatic for it,
yeah,
like
I did like a
before
rough storyboard. Like
everything.
I actually I have that here. So I'll go ahead
Sweet.
and share that now that we're talking about the intro. So during the cutscene part, or just I guess the prep, if for anyone who's worked on me with any kind of animation project, like my process is making that rough animatic storyboard. Once I figured out the plot line or how I want it to go. In this case, Ryan gave me a pretty general outline of like what's going to happen. So it followed that pretty closely with only some deviations here and there. Um, so then from there, it was like handpicking who I wanted to work with, and knowing who was on the team already, I recognized names that had worked with me in the Newgrounds Summer and Winter Festival stuff. So knowing Chipolo's quality and work ethic, I said, okay, we'll start there. And so that's where it all began. And let me go ahead and stream this. This is the FulpWare. Let me hold on. Let me get this bad boy up in the. Come on now. Don't let me down in front of everybody.
Already? Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'll just add this to the other screen real quick. So
Do you
yeah,
have like a dual monitor thing or
yeah, I have dual monitor and I have to like select which thing I'm gonna which one I'm gonna
various?
show. So let me pull this up. But yeah, so this is gonna be the rough animatic, and part of this was while it was being kind of planned out. Chip had already been working on sketches and stuff. So like one of the big questions was
Yeah.
like, what is Tom gonna look like? Is he gonna look like Wario or is he gonna look like Tom? And
Yeah. Actually, just a bit of a tangent. Like when we were like coming up with concepts and stuff, it was actually it was a Z Dot or Amber who worked on the was it the title screen, which we'll get to later. She actually suggested like having Tom Fulp's design be like closer to Wario. Like I think it was like in a voice chat, we was sort of just like discussing everything, and then Amber mentioned, oh, it would be cool to have like a him look like Wario, And then like after that, Chip did like a rough like sketch. I think it might be actually visible in the animatic, because I think it's just like they just use that exact sketch. Like Stampai used that exact
I
sketch.
did, yeah.
So you see that. Yeah.
I like to save time whenever possible, and that's one of the best ways to do that is just to reuse assets whenever we can. And I mentioned that a few times during production too. I was like, reuse this for the backgrounds and stuff, because yeah, anything that we can effectively get away with using more than one time, we should. That's my philosophy. So okay, I think I now should be able to add this window. We'll do a display capture. At long last, it's finally here, performing for you. If you know the words, you can join into. All right, so here we go. Sorry for the delay, folks. Here we have it. All right, so yeah, this is the rough animatic, and this should be like with no sound either. So you'll notice like I always like to use placeholders when applicable, and a lot of like my background on how I do stuff like this too comes from the like the International Wrestling Festival, knowing how they plan out parts for those Otamag collabs. But that's a very long tangent anyway. This is like the original rough, ugly ass drawing that you can barely even tell. You know, we've got the text and we've got my very crude doodles, as well as little notes there. So
Yeah.
there's one of these for like every major project for the festivals and stuff. I hijacked the rotating background from the Newgrounds preloader, so that was also pretty nifty. And then we have one for the outro too, which is here. Let's go ahead and share that one as well. And I must give all the love and credit to everyone who adapts my crude drawings into actually like palatable art.
Yeah. It's pretty baller. Pretty.
I would say so. Yeah. And again, these are the basic intro and outro cutscenes, but you know, ugly.
Yeah.
I also, for anyone who's
Oh
ever
yeah.
like,
Also.
what's up?
Oh yeah. Just sort of off topic, but like the one of the reasons why Ninja Muffin is in there, despite it being like the Newground stuff, was because during the time this was being made, Ninja Muffin was actually in Philly at around that time, like hanging out. I think there was some images posted of like it was like Ninja Muffin, Lewis, Ivan Almighty, and like Tom Fulp all together. So like, yeah, that's that. I think I was like around. It was around that time that was happening. I was like, we put Ninja Muffin in there, working on Funkin', whatever.
It's exactly the
So
way it
yeah,
went. I mean, it makes sense, working on the game. So,
yeah.
and
I know he's currently in Toronto, like doing he's about to have like the Toronto meetup.
oh yeah, and a few people are going out to that. I wish I could attend. That sounds like pretty fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, so that's like the general intro outro. So now you guys have kind of seen both the, what it looks like behind the scenes for the opening screen, the Wii screen, and now the bare bone skeleton of the cutscenes.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most difficult part of this project, organization wise?
In terms of like organization, I honestly don't know, because like I think a lot of it was just like keeping up to date with everyone, like in the microgame section, just keeping it like getting in touch with everyone, making sure progress is like going smoothly. Like I had like a little bit of like the deadline was like a week before Pico Day. That way, it just allowed me like extra time to polish up everything. But I did allow a few extra days of like leeway. If they're like in the polishing stages of their animation, or there's like a little bit of cleanup left or a little bit of color. Like I was like very like understanding about that, because like they probably have like other things to deal with, like myself included. So yeah, like I still wanted to be like sort of strict with the deadline, but also like I want to make sure they have enough time. I didn't want to like overwork them, or like so just allowing them extra time. And yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So Postboy wants to know: are you going to address Stinky Steve?
No.
How about Leaky Laura? Can you give us an
Oh,
insight on that?
that was like, it was like, I think that was like it was like in the final weeks of production. Like I think it was like early June. We all hopped in call. I think it was like the first time we were all like in a massive VC in the server. So yeah, FulpWare was like in like all in like a Discord server. Just makes things easier. But like, I think we were on there just like working on stuff or doing whatever, and then I don't know if it was me who suggested it or someone suggested it, but we were watching. We decided to watch Unfriended, like that one movie from 2014 of Laura Barnes game ending herself and then haunting like a group of friends on Skype. And that was like we were just watching that and just like it's a crap movie, but because it was like, you know, we were watching it in a VC, it was a little bit more bearable because we were all just like goofing on it, laughing, whatever. And there was like a bit where it was like the Laura Barnes video where like Laura Barnes is like, you know, drunk and like moving around happy, and then there's like laying on the floor, and then there was like some text that pops up saying like Leaky Laura get like I'm not gonna say it because YouTube whatever. It was like Laura Barnes like game end yourself.
Are you leaking Laura?
And like and like that was it was just like really funny, just like out of context or whatever. So like that just became like an in joke in the FulpWare server, and then I think it was at the very end, like Trusty Cranberry, who's actually in the chat, the YouTube chat, they actually made like like an end card, like the Smiling Friends end card, where it's like rest in peace, like, you know, Salty Simon Salty whatever, but it just says like rest in peace Leaky Laura.
Man, I even as someone in the project, I had no idea what any of that was about. So like this was closure for me.
It was basically just like contained to like a small group of people who just like watched Unfriended. Like, yeah, like I know a couple of them are in the chat right now. Like I could see like Tappy and
Yeah.
Duxon. Like we were all just like watching Unfriended, and like I think we watched a little bit of Unfriended too, and then we stopped, and we also watched like this Japanese film called Death Tube of like Saw or Squid Game, but it's in Japan, and it has like it rips off the YouTube logo, but it's his death, and it has like a cartoon bear running the whole thing. It was weird. Blame Milanex for showing us that.
Man, and honestly, that was one of the things that I thought was kind of interesting about your management style. Is like when yeah, especially like in our servers for the production for like the festivals, I don't really have any. I'm very like, nope, this server's for work. And then like, your server was completely like, we're here to have fun and work. So it was like, it was really laid
like,
back.
It was like I think it was like especially near the end of production, we were all like we had like Gartic phone games, like we were having.
Oh,
like,
that was happening a lot.
We found this one game called Puno, which is just like Uno but on like your browser. That one was like pretty baller. And now apparently Discord has like a beta test thing where you can like live stream but also like host like our little arcade games directly through Discord. Like actually I could probably even do it now right now just to
give it a shot, see how it works. Yeah, here we go. Putt Party.
Putt Party, yeah, this is one of the games that was just, yeah.
Oh boy, I have to authorize it. Okay.
Yeah. So like it's like screen sharing, but you can like move the mouse around and click on stuff, and
wow.
Like I click on Bumpington.
I'm in.
Or whatever.
Yeah, they're constantly innovating, huh? Discord, wow, impressive. Now
Yeah.
maybe the next thing they'll add is something that prevents people's accounts from being hacked when you click on a link.
Wow, what a concept.
That would be amazing. No, we got to add more games.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Does anyone remember when Discord had like an actual like game store?
I remember
like
that.
A storefront. They had like an actual storefront, and like with Discord Nitro, it actually worked similar to like Xbox Game Pass, where you could like download indie games and stuff. Like I remember seeing like Super Meat Boy or like Ender's 9, like, you know, all these like indie games that you could just like either buy or download like whatever directly from Discord, And if you had Nitro, you could actually just like play the games for free or whatever, or like, you know, stream them, whatever. Like, I'm surprised that they got rid of that, because that would have actually been like a legitimate reason to like get Nitro, aside from like, you know, 100 megabyte upload limit and whatever.
I've still yet to personally find any legitimate reason to pay for Nitro.
Yeah, I mainly use it just because it like allows me to just upload stuff directly that's like 100 megs or whatever. But yeah, this
is neat.
But you know, I guess this is a compromise. I don't know. They had a drawing game as well, which is essentially just a worse version of like Scribble.io. So yeah.
My objective is not to reach the goal, but to get all these question mark blocks. That's my focus here.
Also, like, for people who like still don't believe that was like a thing, like the Discord game thing, if you type in like Discord game store, you'll probably find like pictures of it existing. Like, it was a real thing, but I think Discord decided to just like,
I think they realized it wasn't gonna happen.
They wanted to distance itself from like being like a game platform. Like even like recently, like they got rid of like the little like taglines when you load Discord and it has like gaming references, whatever.
Yeah.
They wanted it to be more accessible, so I guess that's probably why they got rid of the game storefront. Anyways, back on topic. I'm gonna leave the thing.
I'm gonna keep playing it.
Alright.
So yeah, it's
a little background noise.
Yeah, some little fun beeps and boops here.
Happy. Like all the bright colors and stuff. Ooh.
Yeah, fabulous.
But yeah, yeah.
So FulpWare. So let's talk about like the future of FulpWare. So like, what's you know, obviously, I guess at the time of this this panel, FulpWare is currently the #1 upload on Newgrounds, which is pretty crazy.
That's still very surprising. Like, you know, I was like, because like it's always like Newgrounds, it's like Pico Day. I was expecting it to get like a somewhat decent score, but not like #1. Like, what?
Kind of poggers, one might say. Bonkers, even. Yeah. For those of you in the chat, by the way, now that I'm done playing golf here, any questions? Once again, be sure to post them in the 2 chats. We are reading them. How do I stop playing this?
You just press. There should be a button that says like leave activity.
Oh, down here. Neat.
Yeah.
That was very fun. Quite riveting. Alt F4. Thank you, Coolio. Imagine. Yeah, it was like telling people to push BFA in Halo 3, bro. Panel question. Here we go. Any future projects? This is a question from I'm Kevin. Any future projects you have in mind?
Like for FulpWare or just in general?
I guess that's an open question.
Let me check. In general, I want to do more original content, like original animations. Like, doesn't matter if it's like, you know, only like 10 seconds or like a minute or whatever. I just want to like create more content and stuff, or like not content. That's dumb. No, I want to like make more animations and cartoons and stuff. Like, one thing I really want to like, you know, improve in is like the writing and stuff. Like, you know, if I want to do like comedy or like skits, you know, trying to be funny, because people who know me in calls, I am not funny. But yeah, it's like yeah, like I just want to like do more, like, you know, just like general things, like, you know, improving my art, like improving my drawings, animation, stuff like that. I'm like I'm in like the second last trimester of college. I'm studying animation. And like one of the final projects is like working on like a little thesis film or something, but we only have like 3 months to work on it. So yeah, that's something. It's not like, it's no SVA or SCAD or whatever where you have like a whole year to work on your animation. Here you only have like 3 months, so you want to have like the scope. You want to have like a decent sized team, and you also want to have like, you know, like low like scope. So that's something I'm gonna have to keep in mind. But yeah, aside from that, just like, you're just making more stuff. That's basically it.
Right on. So yeah, a lot of people in chat want to know about Goku feet.
Why?
I don't know, man. You made this. You created this problem.
Good. Blame Tapiwara, or was it Sumape? I don't remember. They just kept on posting Goku feet in the VC chat. That's basically it.
There you
We're
have it.
weird. We're very weird.
I must say, yeah, it's the
Quirky.
kookiest project server I've been in probably ever.
Yeah.
Let's see. What inspired you to be an animator?
I guess like just like watching a bunch of like cartoons and stuff. I think I think some of the earliest like animators or things I've like seen were like from like I guess like there was Ebola World, or like, you know, Takaman Plays a Video Game. That was like one of the first things I watched. I don't really care about his newer stuff anymore. It's like just Dead by Daylight parodies, but his older stuff was pretty baller. You know, it's I guess like in just like general Newgrounds, like, or just like I think one of them other inspirations is like Sonic Paradox, because like I was like a massive Sonic fan back in the day. Not anymore though. I've just sort of lost interest. But back then I was a massive Sonic fan, and I got into like Sonic Paradox and stuff.
It's funny you bring up
And
Sonic, because Tappy
yeah.
wants to know about the Amy thing. Talk about the Amy thing now.
What Amy thing?
The Amy stuff.
What do you?
I think Amy Rose, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a character from Sonic the Hedgehog.
There you have it. There you have it,
Yeah.
folks. It's been talked about. All right, Micro Bihan asks, are there any scenes/games that were planned or were cut when doing this project?
Well, let me have a look. Yeah, scenes or games that were cut. Not really, because essentially how it all worked was like there was like a list of like scenes and stuff, or list of like Newgrounds stuff that anyone could claim, and then they would just animate it. So I guess I could go into like some of the properties that weren't featured.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, on that list, which ones are not crossed out?
Let me check. Let me scroll all the way up.
What channel is that in anyway?
So, yeah, some of the some of the ones that weren't featured, I'll just go through some of them. I see like Miss Dynamite, Alien Hominid, Meat Boy, Madness. I put in Peabot, but technically Peabot's in the
Peabot made it.
cutscene, so whatever. Foamy the Squirrel, that was surprising. Kara Kara Groove, Duncan and Jones, Henry Stickmin, Brackenwood, Nox and Tarboy by James Lee, Monster Lab by Meat Canyon. Yeah, those are like some of the ones that weren't featured. Not because you know they weren't finished or we didn't like them. It was just that like no one chose them. They chose all the other ones because like they were more like interested in doing those. So yeah.
Excellent. And we had another question. Let me just 1 second. Let me pop this back open. What is your? This is from Praise Bob. What is your personal favorite micro game from the collab?
Oh, they're all. I know it sounds like a cop out, but they're all baller. They're all good. I honestly can't like think of like, you know, a specific one to choose, because it's like I don't know. It just sounds a bit too like I don't know how to say it, like mean or whatever, because it's like, you know, everyone did a baller job. Like, you know, they're all like, yeah, I don't know.
For me as a viewer, so like for my personal taste, the Girl Chan one is without a doubt one of my favorites, because it's such like it's, you know, specifically like how to use the Wii remote in that particular one, and the way it was executed and the use of sounds and stuff, it's fantastic. Easily one of my favorites.
I guess I could like go into like a few that like stood out. Like I think Pop Taffy's was like really well animated. Like his skills, like animation skills, got like.
And which part is that?
Like so good. It's the Baron Bunny Boot part, like near the end, the slapping.
Oh yeah.
That one was like really well animated. Like he got really good over the past few years.
I think that was one of the biggest challenges looking at the different micro games, is like which ones can actually be adapted into games. Yeah. That's like actually, one of the discussions that's kind of been had about the whole project. Yeah,
actually, if I had to give one, like, you know, probably like the funniest or whatever, it would have to be yours, Stanpie.
The meat and fuck.
Meat and fuck. Yeah.
Thank you.
That one was like a standout, and that wasn't even like intended at first.
No, so the context behind that one is the project was coming out, I guess, within 24 hours or within like 36 hours, and one of the micro games wasn't done yet. So I was like, well, let's make sure that there's at least one backup game so that the project doesn't get delayed. And so
Yeah.
I grabbed a property that I thought of that was like iconic Newgrounds. Um, and yeah, Cranberry says the game was hilariously accurate. I think everyone in the VC died. Well, okay, so like when I asked, it was so funny because I came in and I asked it so frankly. I was like, "Is there a meat and fuck reference? Like, did you guys already make a meat and fuck game?" Like, I just asked it very plainly. Did you guys do meat and fuck? And
And it was like, no.
I feel like half the people didn't know what I was talking about.
I knew about I knew about
It
what
was-
you were talking about.
Like, I just heard such like appalling pearl clutching, and I was like, "This is Newgrounds. I don't think this is a weird question." But have you guys? Yeah, did you do meat and fuck? And nobody. So I was like, okay.
No, I knew about it, but that's because like I've just been like.
Yeah, you've been around. So like, let me. I can open up that project file. I have that on hand.
Yeah.
The FLA, and this is kind of jank because like my proficiency in Flash, is like hit or miss at times. So like I have a lot of issues sometimes when I'm trying to do masking properly. So I had to go like the way I ended up doing this was kind of dumb. I exported like 2 separate scenes with green screens so I could like key them out, and I finished it in Premiere. But let me pop this up. MNF. Yeah, so this is this is the MNF part. The music isn't actually in this yet, but yeah, it's very straightforward. The background, it's all posterized. It's a traced bitmap because that's how you're supposed to do these things for the meat and fuck backgrounds. So there you have it. It's your
Yeah.
yeah, and there were like 3 different faces. Touch, not touch, and also I think what works about this is like it's a very easy to do, but also because the micro games are so short themselves, it was very doable in the front. Like the idea was like, okay, I can do this tonight, and I did it in that night, and I keep laughing about it too. I'm really proud of it, like just because it's so funny.
Well, it was like a very good like positive response to the FulpWare server.
Much more than I anticipated. The Mario Paint baby sound really makes it. Yeah. So like I brought this up, and I don't think a lot of people necessarily knew about it, but WarioWare DIY is like one of my favorite WarioWare titles because you can make your own micro games, and because of it, I was like really intimately aware of the different WarioWare sound effects that exist, and yeah, because like they're in Mario Paint and stuff. So I asked somebody if they had the sound effects, and there was the baby, just what I was looking for. The music, I think that's a really important thing to talk about too, because my part is one of the rare exceptions, as well as the very first cartoon, the Tankman one, that uses music from something else, but almost everything else in this was 100% handmade.
Yeah.
It was like made from scratch.
Yeah, a lot of it was like I think a lot of the people decided to either make their own music like with like the wacky game jokes bit by Clay Kid or Trusty's like Blockhead bit. They were all like custom made, or they would take it from other properties like Binding of Isaac, or again the music used in the Tankman part. But a lot of the music was done like was completely original or like composed or remixed for this project. Like I know Terravex was involved with the cutscenes. Milky Possum did like the title screen and like the credits theme, and PK did the transition music. So like the da 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 like that bit. Yeah.
What was really cool,
like that, I think PK's music was like handed in like the last like 24 hours.
Yeah,
like
immaculate, mwah, delicious.
So like when I was editing everything, in fact, you know what? I could probably actually stream Premiere
with the Mona version.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think I even. Oh, actually, maybe do have that. Let me check. Oh my god.
Because yeah, that was in place for a while.
Test. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. I actually do have it on here. All right. Perfect.
Watch the stream.
So this is like FulpWare Test 4. This was like This is just like as every so often, or when I get like a decent amount of entries, I would like export the entire thing and then just put it on in the Discord server to get like feedback and like up progress and stuff like that. Just seeing like their thoughts and stuff. And during like the production, I use like the Mona like music as a placeholder, and like it got really really annoying just hearing that over and over again, especially when you win a micro game. Like I'll just play it real quick just to give an example.
Go Diamond City, the whole chat's going off.
Yeah! Go Diamond City!
Crunchy.
Go Diamond City! City! Yahoo! Go Diamond City!
Go Diamond City.
Yeah, it was just Go Diamond City. I'm not gonna play the next entry because we're also streaming this on YouTube. So
is it for music reasons?
it's the Chode, it's the Street Fighter Chode entry. Show them the oh my god. Oh, okay. Okay, this bit here, this is like Line Thickness who did the background. She put in like a few like different like Newgrounds references and where is it? Where?
Okay, so people are ask about the sound Peabot makes at the end of the first cutscene, and then Cranberry's asking about whose idea was to put the Melbourne Metro sound when Peabot powers on.
Oh, that was me. That was me. I was like, well, what sound should I use? And yeah, I was like that. Also, if you don't see it, there's an Among Us reference in there.
What, on the wall?
On the left.
Look oh, wow!
On the stream.
That's really concealed, yeah, behind, I assume, Dave's neck. Yeah. The Mogus. Yeah, that's also how we hid them in the background for the festival animations. We never put them in the foreground. They were always hidden in background art.
No. Yeah. Oh yeah, the fan upload stayed up. Oh right, actually, you know what? You're right. I could probably just like, where is it?
I'm cool with it.
Oh wait, no.
There are two Street Fighter Chode references in this though. In this collab, it's so subtle in the first cartoon. It's like beautifully subtle. Where do you get your ideas from? Says Water Music 34.
Like ideas for Newgrounds properties, or ideas for like how everything was like, the parts themselves. Okay, I think I know what it is. It's like, no, basically the animators had free reign to do whatever they wanted for their micro games. So like I gave like some suggestions or some feedback in terms of like, how this could be like similar to like if it was like an actual game, how the mechanics work or whatever. But like aside from that, a lot of it was like just done by the animators involved.
Just go nuts, yeah. I think that was one of the best things about this project was how much freedom there was. I mean, I was like, I would like, please give me creative freedom or control over this opening stuff. You're like, go for it.
And the fact that each of the micro games are about like 4 seconds long, it made it a lot easier for like, an animators to like, spend a little bit of time, working on their entry. It's like 4 seconds. It's not too intensive. And if they wanted to spend more time, then they could add like, more like bit more quality to their parts, like focusing more on like the quality of the animation rather than like the length.
There you have it. Our Cheddar Exuberant asks, how long did the creation of FulpWare take from inception to Pico Day?
About 2 months. I think about 2 months or so. Like maybe a little over 2 months of production from like, I think I started in like April 18, April 20. When like I created the Discord server, I started asking people, like, getting people involved, and then it was like June. That's when it came out, like Pico Day.
Excellent. All right, cool. So I think it would be cool to open up to the stage channel if anybody wants to kind of talk ask any direct
Yeah.
questions or just kind of give some thoughts. So on the Discord, we're going to move over to the main stage. If you guys want to ask any questions, and Ryan and I are going to be, just letting you
Yeah.
come in one at a time. So,
Yeah. One thing real quick.
oh yeah, for sure.
Before we do, I just want to quickly just like go through the actual flash files of like the cutscenes and some of the entries. So like here, for example, it was basically what was it, like Chip was involved with. Oh yeah, there's your Funkin' reference, children. All right, no more. Yeah, actually, yeah, I could like just zoom in and go into like more detail.
Look at that Pico day.
Yeah. First, yeah, that's yeah. This background was by Devoid Gazer. They're on Newgrounds and Twitter. You can check them out. But yeah, like, yeah, I think this is the background that Devoid Gazer did, and then all the other backgrounds were by line thickness. So I think actually with this one, it's like literally just the Newgrounds office in like Philadelphia. I think Trusty Cranberry actually did like a rough like sketch of the building to make it look more angular and stuff like that, and then line thickness just like made it look pretty. You know, the NG sign and stuff like that. But that is the office, like the wall, the like the windows. Yeah, that's all it. And that is the actual address for people who don't know. So if you live in Philly, you can go to that exact address and boom, you'll find the office.
Boom, you'll find the
Jeff's
office.
van. If you see a van, if you see it like a van, like a black van parked outside, that's Jeff's. Don't do anything though, or else don't yeah. But yeah, like Teravix, shout outs to him. He did a really good job with the music, like making sure it like times up with everything, and Chip with the animation and art. Yeah. So it's all like yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, and then further, I'll just quickly show my part. For obvious reasons, I had to censor, a certain part of my Pico Day thing just for the live stream. So, yeah, here it is. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was fairly funny.
It's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, but like.
Actually, I'm curious. Was in the top left? Was that just your reference material?
Oh, this? Yeah, that is just the reference material. So if I like, oh my god, I forgot. Is this the? Yeah, okay, that's the sensor. I mean, I actually never mind. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, the video did like the YouTube re-upload did get away with having like the thing like shown. But I'm just.
We'll play it safe. We'll play it safe. Yeah. It's also really funny to have that sensor there.
Yeah. So you can see this is what the background looks like behind like Cassandra. I think like if you go on like my profile in the art section, I actually uploaded this as like an illustration. Just to like just a standalone illustration so you can see like all the details and stuff. There was originally going to be a rail like this bit here, but it would have blocked like the
It would have been a cock block.
Basically, yeah. So I decided to just like not worry about showing it.
There you have it. Awesome.
So yeah, and then like I think Midget. Where was it? There was a bit where like Midget Sausage helped out with some of the animation. It was from like here to here. So like this bit here. Also, just a heads up, it's gonna be a bit loud. So
let me lower it real quick.
2, 1.
There you go.
Yeah. So this bit here where like it like explodes and then falls down. That was like Midget Sausage because like at around that time I was just having like a cough, like I was having the cold or whatever. So I wanted to like focus on other stuff. So I just got like Midget Sausage to help out. But I think afterwards, like this bit here and this little animation where like Pico puts his thumb up, that was animated by me. Like it was like just like basically just lines and stuff. But yeah, that's basically it for flash files and stuff.
Julio
We'll open
Shooty
it
Man
to
says nothing like some good old BND Rick LMAO. Oh man.
Yeah. Also, for everyone in the chat, go and play Porb Dress Up. It's one of the best games released on Newgrounds this month. I'll find a link to it real quick.
Rick Stubens wants to know where are the gas mains and fire exits.
I don't. Oh yeah, you're right.
Particularly at the Newgrounds office, I think. That's what he wants
Yeah.
to know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Here's a link to Porb Dress Up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll open it up to the live chat.
Yeah, to the main
questions.
stage. All right, everybody. See you there. All right. And the let me get this window back open. All right, cool. So yeah, you guys, you know how it works. You can just click raise your hand if you want to chat at all and ask a question or say something about the project. This is your special opportunity to chat.
Yeah.
That's what makes it an interactive panel.
Yeah.
We got Sing Piano coming in.
Hey.
What about Talk Piano?
Yeah.
What up,
I'll
playa?
talk. So, dang it, Mike! I forgot my question. No wait.
Oh
I
man.
remember. No wait, I remember. So what was like weirdest? What is the weirdly hardest part of the project?
The very end, like just like what was it? Just like I wouldn't say it's hard. It's just draining, I guess. Like energy draining. How in terms of like like getting all the parts set up. Which technically that was done like during the project. Like I just like put them into Premiere and then just like show like just put everything in place. But I think it's just about like just the adjustments. Like when I got the final music from PK Toasty, it was just about like changing all of the placeholder music with like PKs, and that was like time consuming and stuff. But like yeah, I'd say that's about it.
Pyro, this is not the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct. Thank you for asking.
Okay, I will go now.
All right.
People.
Cool. Yeah, and the long wait for voice lines from Jeff was the hardest part.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah, we actually got like I don't know, for anyone who doesn't know, we actually did get Johnny Utah to voice some of the tank man at the very end. That was like I think what happened was like we were gonna do like a post credit scene, and I think Trusty actually came up with like a concept for like an animatic. It was that the tank man's like, screw this game sucks. I'm gonna play Alien Hominid, whatever. And thanks to some insider connection, we actually got in touch with Johnny Utah to record some voice lines. Like not just like it was like multiple versions or variations of the voice lines, to choose the best ones. So yeah, that was pretty baller. Kudos to Chipolo. I don't know if they're in the chat, but they got in touch with Jeff. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Thanks, Chip. Good work. And this is not the Krusty Krab either. Yeah.
No.
Cool. So yeah, we're now at the 1 hour mark. So any last minute questions? This is your only chance. But other than that, Ryan, any closing remarks you'd like to make about the project?
A lot of the reviews on FulpWare are like saying, "Oh, like I wish this was a game. I really want this to be a game," and I may consider it. I may consider turning it into a game. It might not be for a while because like I do have like a lot of cool ideas and stuff in mind, but like it's probably, if it was gonna be out, it would probably be like next year, like Pico Day or whatever. but you know, we may turn it into a game with a lot of cool people. So look out for that.
That is the most exciting. We got the official soft announcement. So yeah, I mean that.
For the FulpWare game.
Yeah, and Bob has. Here we got praise Bob in the chat. Let's bring in Bob.
Bob the Builder.
Praise Bob.
Can we fix it?
All right, praise Bob. This is your chance to accept the stage. Make it count.
Also, for anyone watching, I should have mentioned it before, but this is all being recorded live in the Newgrounds Festival server. So yeah, although you have to be like 18 or older to join because of like the panels and the general, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
Fuck!
yeah,
I forgot to unmute too.
There you go, Bob.
that's fine.
I asked the question twice. I feel
Well,
like it's
the
so
question?
bad.
Ask
Okay.
it number 3.
The question: when you make the game and it's like a next year thing, right? When you make
Yeah.
the game, are you going to include the micro game ideas that you had before that you couldn't do?
How do you like?
Maybe
It's a bit like interesting. I like because like the ideas, like the designs of like the micro games came like, how do you put it? Like after they were assigned to the animators, like they essentially had like free reign to design the micro games however they wanted. But there were like a few, like we may consider like I'll just say right now, it's very unlikely if we were to make a 4-player game. It's very unlikely that all of the micro games featured in the video, like the collab, would be featured in the game, just because like either it just like wouldn't be fun to play, or it's just like mechanically it wouldn't work as well in a game form.
That's understandable.
Yeah, some of them.
But to compensate, we will have like, you know, newer artists, or like newer, like just a bigger
More
range
people,
of series.
more
Yeah.
palette.
A bigger range of like series. Like even like I'm still dumbfounded that I forgot to put it in the list. There were no Harry Partridge like things in there, like
Damn.
Starbarians or Dr. Bees. I am still shocked that I forgot. I am so sorry.
You for gore. It's
Dr.
okay. There's always
Bees.
next time.
You're Folger from Spy X Family.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's definitely playability is definitely the big question for any of the ones that already exist. Like, can this be adapted and be fun? So,
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Thanks for your question, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
All right,
the builder.
we're gonna
Bye.
send you back to the audience,
Shadow
I
Realms.
vanished, lazy.
and then we're gonna bring in Cheddar Exuberant, which I think has the last question. Oh, here's your blam, Bob, just for you.
Wait, where's my blam?
Right here. There you go.
Haha. All right, Cheddar, you're last up. Make it count. Also, folks, this is a reminder for those watching this live or during the summer still. If you'd like to host a panel, hey, welcome, Cheddar.
Okay, there we go. I got it working. I
Yeah.
figured it out.
Hello.
Would you, if you were to actually make a FulpWare game, would you be willing to bring back like some of the animators that was on the collab, or?
Definitely, yeah. Like there were a couple people involved that like, you know, wanted to do like, you know, a few entries, but like, or like an entry, but had to like drop out because of like other, you know, difficulties or other stuff like that. Like I'd definitely be on board to bring them, you know, back. But like, since it would be a game, the way like the animations and stuff would be done would be like very different. Like the people involved would essentially be like creating assets, and then like the game designers or the programmers would be like quote unquote animating them, like you know moving around, like you know you got the buttons and stuff like that. Also, just real quick, in the chat, someone said if the game is being made, will the controls be mainly the mouse? There's actually like the one idea I had in mind was in like WarioWare Smooth Moves. You know how like when you're using the Wiimote stuff like that, they have like different positions for the Wiimote, where it's like, the form baton or like the umbrella or whatever, and they would have like a little like panel that shows up saying, okay, you have to have the Wiimote in this position before the micro game starts, and there's like a little bit of leeway. We could do something like that. There are two options. We could either do something like that where it says like, use the arrow keys or use the mouse, and then it goes directly into the micro game. Or the other option would be if we had multiple levels themed on like different Newgrounds things, we would have like a control scheme assigned to a different level. So like one for the like arrow keys, one for, A, B, whatever, another one for the mouse and whatever. And then we could have like, just that per level. And then maybe in like the final level, we could do like the smooth moves sort of ordeal where it's like, now you're using all of the different like control schemes. You have to like switch and like, go all these different ones. That might be one way to tackle it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I always ask that question to myself, like, how would the meat and fuck one be played? And the answer would definitely be you have to use the mouse because you have to click on the correct spot. Same thing with the the Pico School boss fight. Like, you need to use a mouse for that one. Whereas other ones, you could just press A, like shooting the cannonball.
Yeah, I'd say like maybe the latter one would be kind of like better in terms of like having each level have a different control scheme. So like, introduces players. It's like, it's like, you go to like a level, like introduces a gimmick that's like, or like, mechanic that's in the game. And then the final boss would be like, using those mechanics that you've learned into, defeating the level or defeating the boss or whatever. You could do something like that where each of the levels are different control schemes, and in the final level, you would just use all of them in like different micro games, and it would tell you, okay, use the arrow keys, use the mouse, actually even like a drawing tablet would actually be a pretty cool thing.
Well,
like the Odd's Art Venture. But
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah,
I understand not everyone has a drawing tablet,
vibes.
so like we could do like mix of like if you don't have a drawing tablet, you can use a mouse because it's like mouse input.
Well, there you have it. Stay tuned for something more official later. If and when it gets formally announced and released. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for the question, Cheddar.
For anyone in the panel, like in the stage, or anyone in the live stream, anyone have any other questions they'd like to ask?
And as I was mentioning before, while we wait for that, if you would like to host a panel yourselves this summer, this is the best time to do it because unlike during the normal festivals where you have to fit into a very tight schedule, we are doing open-ended all summer long through August. So if you would like to host a panel, do not miss out. Be sure to apply for it. We would love to see more unique stuff, whether it's going over projects like this or who knows what else. So please be sure to submit those panels throughout the summer. We'll be keeping an eye on them as we go. All right, cool. And it looks like that's the end of our questions. So I think we can go ahead and wrap things up. Any closing remarks, Ryan?
Follow Tapiwara on Newgrounds right now.
You have no choice. It's been ordered.
Is the link. Everyone follow Tapiwara, and if you don't, you will be banned.
There you go. That's your warning. And Tapiwara says, Amy Rose, anyone?
He really likes Amy Rose, doesn't he?
Amy Rose panel? Well, there might be some sort of adjacent panel this summer. Who knows? But yeah. All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much, Ryan, for doing this panel, man. Thanks for giving us the rundown on FulpWare.
No worries. Shout outs again. Major kudos. AI. You know what? I'm just gonna go through the list of everyone involved. And if you haven't followed them yet, please do. They all did really well. I'm just gonna go through the list of like Newgrounds, so follow or like just shouts to Sandpie, involved. Awful Like, Akeric, Brandy Weasel, Chipolo, Clay Kid 12345, Devoid Gazer, Duxon, Habanero Tadpole, Heyo PC, Hyperjam, Milk Bar Jack, Jasta, Joe Mega, Kalani, Eldranza, Lion Thickness, Mjolnix, Midget Sausage, especially Midget Sausage because of the Wii menu and everything. And Mickles NG, Milky Possum, PK Toasty, Pomisk, that lovely, lovely thumbnail. and also the Newgrounds banner, which is also done by Midget Sausage. Jesus, it's so much. Pommes, Pop Taffy, Postboy, Prosciutto Man, who's actually in this panel right now. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, give him a warm welcome, whatever. Pyrinator, Sade, however you say it, Shaky, for sound design, like additional sound design. So Lenwood, Sumape, Tappy Wara, again, go follow him. Terravex, Gavofex, Tiltro, Tiny, Topple and G. Shout out to Tornado for sponsoring and the people involved with Tornado for helping out, with microgames and stuff. Check out their stuff. They have a lot of cool original cartoons and series and live streams as well. Check them out. Trusty, Tyro, and finally Z-Dot for the title screen and the strawberry clock thing.
Hell yeah.
Check every single one of them out. Go give them a follow, see what they're up to. They're all really baller. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And also some secret, not to be disclosed, but I will mention there were a couple of people from Newgrounds who did lend voices for micro games that were left anonymous. So part of the game now, try to figure out who did what if you can. But there you go. Thanks again, Ryan. This has been a lot of fun. And shout outs to Tappy Juarez, his midget sausage.
Shout outs to Tappy Wara.
Awesome. And thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys at the next panel, and hope you'll continue to tune in.
Shout outs to Paul.
Hell yeah. Shout outs to everybody.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Newgrounds. All right, folks.
especially
Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna cut the stream on YouTube and go from there. If you're not already in the
How long
server,
do you think it will take until it gets overtaken by Spooky Month 4?
ah man, I don't know. We'll have to keep fighting. We'll have to keep fighting. All right, cool. Thanks everybody.
All right, see ya.